So the following compilation of three Reddit posts could have easily been standalone posts of their own, but my views don't do too well when I post three back to back videos. So they're all in this compilation. Definitely watch all three of these. These women are having these aha moments of what partnership with some of these men are bringing. And a lot of the times they are not bringing support, care, love, partnership, or anything. And I know that these conversations are making women really second guess who they are with, who they sleep to next, who they sleep with at night, all of that, who they actually give their time, energy, and resources to. So definitely watch all three of these because, like I said, they could have all been standalone posts. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about all of these. I was tagged in this post in the text subreddit. She says, "Am I in the wrong for asking for a break?" And then she gives us a screenshot. Her boyfriend is in the black, giving the wall of text, saying, "OP, I'm about to take the most important test of my life. If you don't show me some basic effing support and help me focus, then I will never forgive you. Just to be clear, I have 10 minutes and I'm freaking out right now because I can't even think straight because of you. I'm going to fail this exam. I will break up with you if you don't respond. I don't care. If you don't respond, we're done. Okay, then." Okay, so he did all of these back to back texts. And she says, "I'm about to have a panic attack at work. I was helping a patient, dude. I'm at effing work." So he is doing all of this. She's at work and he is freaking out because she can't stop what she's doing at that precise moment and like talk to him and give him support and coddle him because he is about to take a test. So here's her caption for this screenshot saying, "My boyfriend had his first exams for law school. He's generally a pretty anxious guy, but it's never been this bad. Threatening to dump me because I didn't show enough support is just," and then she gave a question mark. "And when I gave examples of how I was supportive, he told me I'm not genuine. I'm going to ask him for a break today." So that was the first post with the caption. There is a happy ending. I'm going to just go ahead and show it right here because it's right there. Update. I called him and said I want to take a break and basically explained why. He told me I was being mean, cold, and callous and said it felt like I had no empathy for him. Then he broke up with me. Then he called me back crying, saying he doesn't want to break up. Then I told him, well, we are officially broken up. And in other news, I got my nails done. Fritch tips, actually. The woman, Sassy Star Girl, who tagged me said, "A satisfying ending." And to that I say, I agree. Now that we have a little bit more context of what was going on, coming back to this text is just wild. He's freaking out and blaming her preemptively if he fails an exam that he should have been focused on anyway. The woman is at work. How is she responsible for his knowledge and how he performs? It just really goes to show how little accountability many of these people have. He is a victim because she doesn't have time to stop what she's doing at work and focus on him. Remember, this person is a peen haver. He's one of the most logical leaders, and he's freaking out because his girlfriend can't stop working, and he knows that she works in healthcare. Can you imagine you're with a patient and you have to? I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson. I have to respond to my boyfriend who's freaking out about a test today. Can you imagine? This is one of the most logical leaders, and he is trying to become a lawyer, and he's freaking out over a test. What kind of lawyer is he going to make if he does actually pass his test? Let's look at some of these comments. Ken's Redemption says, "That's toxic. I'd left them in a heartbeat. I don't need that dysfunction. And the fact that you're in healthcare is even more taxing. I've been a CNA and now as an RN, the two industries are two different beasts. He's still a student. He needs to self-regulate better." Yes, he really does. She says, "I'm a CNA and in school to getting my master's in public health. I had my own struggles with anxiety and decided to get into therapy and start medication. I've never treated him like this though." And then Ken's Redemption says, not gonna lie, nothing about the way you described your relationship is healthy. Your mental matters just as much as his. And if he doesn't respect that or work to make things mutually beneficial for you both, cut your losses and walk away, even if it's just for the time being. I had to learn to prioritize my education over my interpersonal relationships because there was a lot of risk financially that I wasn't going to gamble with. There will always be time for a relationship after you take care of business. Trust me on this. I absolutely. Afraid Sin says, I have pretty terrible anxiety. I would never treat my husband like this or try to turn him into my emotional support animal. Hell, we have a dog who is not a trained service/support animal, but she will go into comfort mode when I get anxious or have a panic attack. My response has been to work harder to manage my anxiety because that's not her effing job. It's my job to manage my anxiety. It's her job just to be cute and be a dog. The I'll break up with you if you don't do this right this second, knowing you're at work and work with patience is actually disgusting. Make him wish, make his wish come true and dump him. Okay, this comment sounds like a man. Broad Item says, wait, what? We are vastly missing context. What are you stressing him out with right before this? And the OP says, literally nothing. I can post the text before. I was explaining to him that I was at work and can't text. So the thing is, this person is definitely a man, had to give him some excuse for behaving irrationally like he did in a text message. Broad Item says, oh, okay. It reads as if he has 10 minutes left to study before an exam, but that you were sending him stressful argument texts. She says, no, I literally told him I was proud of him earlier that day. He reacted this way because I wasn't doing enough and said everyone in his family is being extra nice to him and you're the only one who isn't. So I think this is a man because he's deflecting to something irrelevant. So Professional Arm says, it's so hard to take these seriously when so many of these posts will use Gen Z slang and when your wife is saying, bro, for real, he's saying, I'm sorry, but F, it's hard. And then the OP says, I'm not a wife and I'm 23. Hope that helps. And then Professional Arm says, this does not help. Thank you. Hate from the US. And she just laughs. But what does that even do to push the conversation? And like she said, this person, definitely a man, saying your wife is saying bro. Like, does that matter? And like she said, she is 23, and obviously a 23-year-old is probably going to talk like a 23-year-old. Anyways, I thought that we would all get a chuckle out of a woman saying, you know what, you're right, we're broken up, and keep it that. Here she says, I bet we broken up. Let me go get my nails done. I love this energy. I love this energy. More of us women need to have this decisive energy when these dudes try to do this whole reverse victim and, just pull this kind of crap to manipulate a woman into doing what they want. Women just need to say, I bet. You have a good one. It's been real, buddy. Peace. Hold on. It's been real, bro. Peace. All right. So join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Hopefully you got a chuckle out of it too. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. This is an Am I the A-hole post from a woman. And what I say about women doing these Am I the A-hole posts, they're simply looking for validation for feeling normal human emotions. She says, am I the a-hole for kicking my husband out of our bedroom for not taking care of me? I doubt that you're the a-hole lady, but let's look at this short post. She says, for context, 2 weeks ago, my husband, who's 32, contracted influenza. I, 29-year-old woman, spent a week caring and tending for him until eventually I contracted it too. Spent all last week in the trenches, and all he did was complain that I wasn't doing enough around the house, and additionally, not letting him sleep with my cough. This week, I started feeling better, and tonight we went over to some friend's house for dinner. Everything was going wonderful until I started feeling nauseous and bowel discomfort. We leave as soon as we can, and the second I get home, I cannot stop vomiting and diarrhea. Obviously, I got food poisoning. My husband sees me throwing up and having a hard time. And again, he starts complaining that there's always something wrong with me because I've been down for a bit over a week and that maybe I should sleep to see if I feel better. I got angry and told him that he was being an a hole and that instead of complaining and making me feel like he should be looking for ways to help me feel better. His response: if you're feeling like then that's your problem. Am I the a hole for telling him to sleep in the other room? Now, let's just go back to this first sentence. For context, 2 weeks ago, my husband contracted the flu. I spent a week caring and tending to him, and eventually I contracted it too. So he got sick, got her sick because she is working to help him feel better. And this is the attitude that he gives her. You know, the audacity knows no bounds. And like these people, these audacious peen havers are wild in that he's going to get sick again. He's going to get sick. And then he's going to be down like a baby who is helpless and is going to expect her to do things to make him feel better, to comfort him, to coddle him, and all of that. And this is how he's treating her. Oh my God, the audacity. No, lady, you are absolutely not the a-hole. And however you retaliate up until that point of divorce is perfectly reasonable. He should not feel any kind of compassion when he gets sick. He shouldn't feel any comfort from you. You should just do things for yourself and your children, or if you have some children, you should only do things for yourself at this particular point. He deserves nothing. So the original post was a day ago. This morning, when I got tagged, she already had an update. She said, y'all are going to love this. The man spent all day very sick with whatever it is I have, gave him a taste of his own medicine. He got frustrated that I wasn't tending to him and bringing him things. So I told him I needed to go run a quick errand and I left. He called me to buy something at the pharmacy. And I told him that I was just doing with him as he does with me, and that he cannot expect me to bend over backwards to take care of him when he clearly refuses to care for me when I'm feeling poorly, and hung up. Came back like 2 hours later to him having made me tea, made our bed, and put on a movie. He apologized, but is running high with a fever. We'll wait for him to come out of his fever and make him apologize again. Will be making myself very busy until then. LOL. Have that energy. Match energy for these people because they deserve it. Virgo girl at the bottom says, this is the way, OP. If he can't take care of you, then you can't take care of him. Pretty much simple. Pour into the people that have poured into you. If these people don't want to support and love and care for you, you are not the servant. You're not the servant. Match energy. So her update was from this morning. These are some comments from yesterday when she originally did the post. Academic Ladder says, therapist here. Dare I say another entitled narcissist man child? He should sleep on the floor. That's too good for him. Imagine if you got really sick with a terminal illness. It's something to think about. And this is from someone who worked in a hospital. It's not a pretty sight when a woman gets sick and the husband becomes angry at her. And why? Because his needs are being neglected. And that's all it's about. They actually complain if the wife has cancer, going for chemo, and cannot have intercourse. They at least want a blowjob. I've seen and heard a lot, and it's not anything you want to hitch your wagon to. Your husband is showing you who he really is, and it's something to really think about. And then the OP says, this made me think a lot. Thank you for this. He's definitely pressured for intercourse before even if I have a fever. Gotta have a talk with him tomorrow. That's one of the great things about social media and the discussions that we're having in the public square. This woman said that he has pressured her for intercourse when she's feeling sick. And women need to know and understand and have this conversation that is not caring, that's not loving, that's not a supportive partner. Butter Cupcake says, I'm going to tell you how that talk is going to go. You're going to tell him your concerns, that you feel he doesn't treat you with respect or kindness and care. He's going to turn around and claim you're attacking him. You're ungrateful. You don't appreciate all the hard work he does. You always complain and have a problem. You blow things out of proportion and overreact. He can't believe you're making a big deal out of one thing he did wrong. Are you seriously still mad about this? And then he will start listing things that you do that piss him off, because now the focus will be on you, and and you will feel forced to defend yourself. He will sulk, act hurt, and punish you in various ways until you apologize for even bringing up the topic. This person, Buttercup Cake, just listed out what DARVO is: reverse victim offender. Deny and attack that they did anything wrong. That all of these questions are DARVO. All right, she says, here's why: because he doesn't respect or care about you. And that is how someone who doesn't respect or care about you or see you as anything but his bangmaid of convenience will respond when the bangmaid complains. Come back and tell me if I was wrong. Maddie says, I bet my last $100 that you're spot on. And then Academic Ladder says, I must agree. This is an excellent prediction and take on what's going to transpire here. He is clearly a manipulative, self-serving, no empathy, cluster B personality disorder type of guy. And all of this without a crystal ball, no less. Spot on. And then Grouchy Kitten says, and she'll forgive him and it'll happen again next month. All right, this person wonderful says, this hit me so hard. I left my husband this year for similar reasons to the OP's post, but it was more extreme and a result of chronic illness worsening. This is exactly how every conversation went that I brought up a concern, boundary, request, etc. When I left, he made so many promises of what he would do, no matter how things went. Of course, when I told him I was filing for divorce, he changed his tune. Now he's non-responsive on the divorce process. In any request for my belongings, I have to hire a lawyer just to try to get my things back. OP, get out while you still can. Hello Junebug says, if my husband treated me this way, I'd be done. I'm not staying with someone who clearly doesn't give a shit about me. And sexual coercion is abuse. And I wanted to get to this final point. Gumball Bubble says, your husband is 1000% the a-hole. Is he always like this to you? And to that, the OP says, actually, no. He's usually pretty wonderful. It's when I'm under the weather that he really gets unfair. I mean, obviously he's not perfect, but this is one of those things that I'll just never understand where he's coming from. Where he's coming from is that you're a wife appliance that is malfunctioning. You are down. It has to be repaired. Something has to be fixed because the wife appliance is supposed to service him. And when you're down, it makes him angry because his happiness machine is not functioning the way that it should. That's the reason why life is hunky-dory when you are up and running well. But once you're down, that's when the anger comes out. All right. Heebie-jeebie says, the thing is, it's easy to be great and a nice Heebie-jeebie says, the thing is, it's easy to be a great and nice partner when the going's easy and everything works the way it should. But when it gets real, when one of you is sick as hell, or you have a newborn, or one of you loses their job, that's when you see the measure of your partner. And your man is coming up short. Yep. So that's where it is. That is where it is. And I'm glad that this OP is having people open her eyes. Y'all join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Before I get into this post, I want to give this comment from the OP. She says, I realize now that emasculated wasn't really the right term to use. Thank you to everyone for pointing that out and offering up support. I just wanted to point that out as I get ready to do the title and give y'all this post. This was posted in the 2X chromosome subreddit. She says, my boyfriend is emasculated in my eyes. So I'm not sure what word you would put in this, but after listening to it, tell me the word that you would put here. All right. So she says, we went to his Christmas party last night. As we were waiting for our Uber out on the sidewalk, I noticed a girl standing by herself, waiting for her ride on the corner. Women do this. Women notice everything around us. I mean, not all. She continues with, I didn't like that she was waiting by herself, so I was keeping an eye on her while we were outside talking. This drunk kid was roaming around talking to himself, and eventually I saw him go up to her. I was watching the whole time to see her body language and to see if she was okay. And when I saw her walk away, I walked over there and my boyfriend followed. I just stayed in her general vicinity, and she walked over and asked if she could wait with us. And I said, of course. And I came over here because I didn't like that you were waiting by yourself and that the drunk guy was bothering you. She was super appreciative, and we waited with her until her Uber came. As her Uber got there, the drunk guy walks straight up to it and opens the passenger seat and is trying to get in. I walk over there and let the Uber driver know this guy is not with her and don't let him in the car. I tell the drunk guy to go away. This isn't his Uber, and try to shove him off the car, but he isn't budging. I look over and my boyfriend is still standing on the corner looking at his phone to see when our Uber is coming. I call out to him to come help and he still stands there. Fed up, I go back inside the venue to find some guy bartenders who instantly dropped their cleanup to come outside and help. My boyfriend just stood there the entire time and watched me fend off a drunk guy by myself. His defense is he doesn't know what people are capable of and people can be dangerous, but he's perfectly okay with watching his girlfriend walk into that. I really don't know where to go from here, but I can't even see him as a man anymore if he's not going to protect me. I can understand side eyeing your boyfriend who is just completely unconcerned. Like, I know that some of these people, some of these men only, what do they say? Only protect what they can control or something like that. Or they basically act like they are only going to protect and provide for their woman. But then this woman sees, I'm in trouble too. I'm pushing this man off as well. And he's not even flinching. He's not even looking. I would feel some type of way as well. So she came straight to Reddit and wrote that. And she's like, you know what? This ain't even right. I'm looking at him in a whole different light. Katamari Babe says, let's take the fact that he is a man completely out of the equation. Even if it was just one of your friends, no help whatsoever from them is crazy. Princess Puzzle says, yep, if I were out for a girls' night, every one of my ladies would have stepped up to help. This isn't a guy thing. This is a decency thing. But I do believe that women are typically more supportive and protective of other women than men are. Men, they don't seem to just jump. The whole bystander effect, they can literally just watch and then give some excuse. This person, okay, Isopod says, yes, I once saw a group of 5'0" scrawny little high school girls defend some 12-year-old girl from a creep. By the time I, a full-grown adult, had managed to run over to them, they had already had him fleeing the scene. You bet all those kids were squaring up together against a man twice their size. 24-hour hate says, safety in numbers. The OP's boyfriend is a loser. He didn't go into the bar for help or use his phone for help. He did nothing, even though he claimed it was too dangerous to go help her. Clearly, he doesn't care about her. Big Fat Black Cat says, this is so true. April Maria says, honest to God, I don't know a single woman who'd behave this way. Her boyfriend is a scumbag and she should dump him. You can't afford to have people in your life that will just leave you there in a crisis. Here's where people are taking a little exception to the word emasculated being used. Not Falling Down says, I don't think that emasculated is the correct term here. He is diminished in your eyes, but not because of some arbitrary standard of manliness. He failed to be an empathetic human being. Time for New God says, precisely, being self-centered, cowardly, and useless aren't gendered traits. One Arm Crysex says, yes, I'm baffled by how this is framed as masculinity versus not. Human empathy and support is not gendered. The reason why, though, is because it is so programmed in men and even women to talk about men being the protectors and providers. They say that so much, but then this person is not. And I don't think that I don't think it should be a gendered thing, because I do believe that women are protectors, and it is like natural for us to scan, for us to look out for danger and stuff. I do believe that women are typically more of a protector, even if we don't have the strength for it. But still, I think it's their PR that says that this is a gendered thing. So, like Grace of the North says, it is gendered behavior, though. Men are supposed to be protectors of society. That's why they wage war. They, as the physically stronger party, are also charged with protecting their women and offspring. A lot of men have daydreams about being protectors, similar to how a lot of girls used to play house and dream of becoming mothers. The moment you task women with protecting themselves without relying on men, that's the moment men stand by and do nothing, just like the OP's boyfriend just did. So that, yeah, this is where I was going with that. Um, Cryas SK says that is certainly the same view the OP likely has based on the language of the last sentence. I can't even see him as a man anymore if he's not going to protect me. If the moment women protect themselves were the moment men stand by and do nothing, then why did her man stand by in this moment where she didn't do that and did rely on him? By tying this idea of protection and strength exclusively to men in a gendered way, power is freely given to men. They now get to choose what is and isn't worth protecting. You act like breaking that norm is what led to her boyfriend's inaction. But she didn't break the norm. She viewed her boyfriend as a protector. This man decided she asked for the danger she was in and didn't deserve protection. The gendered concept of strong men protecting weak women is the language of oppression and is used to justify lack of action and laws stripping women's rights to protect them far more often than is used to actually defend a woman in danger. It doesn't matter if OP was with a man or a woman. Decent humans help their loved ones. It doesn't require gendering. Help people you love, and people who need it. Okay, bet. And I think that I don't really think that these people are arguing. I think that it's more just like an interpretation of things. Some of us are seeing this is the way it is billed. This is their PR team. This is their marketing, and they're not living up to it. And then other people are like, yeah, women do protect, and decent humans protect. And I think that we are all kind of saying similar things, but regardless, this dude sat by and watched his girlfriend push a drunk man away and then run in to get some bartenders. He's definitely failed at being a decent human. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.